Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Before I get into this video, I'd like to ask you all to please leave a like or comment on my video. Consider subscribing to my channel, and if you dislike the content, please leave a comment as well to tell me where it has gone wrong. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a catch up before I actually go into my build video. Now, I did say something about the faction vessels, or the elite ships as I like to call them, and I am going to first go and open out the frigate section where the first lot of faction vessels are. Now, I will call them faction vessels for my video since someone did ask me to please use that instead of elite, since it helps them with the game terminology. Now, you do get multiple types of faction vessels, and before I even open out these vessels and show you how they look and what they are, I'm not actually going to be covering the frigates in terms of builds. I'm not very well prepared for frigate builds, so I'm not going to be giving you a frigate build. So the first place that I'm going to go with this video is straight into your ship tree. Now, within your ship tree, 10 separate factions outside of your 4 major allegiances. Now, these 4 factions have their own sets of vessels within them. So I am going to start from the right top corner, going all the way down in the circle. Now, the first one is the Yanjiang. Now, the Yanjiang is the same sector that gives you your Xeon and Kenyu. Now, I'm going to go through it from the start, and these are the ships that you're going to get. Now, the prototypes are added into this whole into this whole build-up, but I'm just going to go and look at the standard final version of the ship. And as you can see, it's a lot more powerful than the original version. It has a little bit more to do with its system, and it's a much better built ship compared to the prototype, which if you have a look at, one moment. If you look at the prototype, it has far less defense, far less speed, and far less capacitor. Wait, no. I think this one has a little bit more on those lower levels. But anyway, if you're looking at it, the two are almost exactly the same. It's just that the final product has a little bit more power. And it even tells you what weapon set these work with. Let me just go all the way down. No, actually, this one here has the overall better stats right through. So when it comes to it, you can see at the bottom that it gives you that it works with 2 things. These are defensive and decomposer based weapons. And the second ship in here is the Kenyu prototype and the Kenyu final version. Now, we do have the prototype for everybody who has been playing, but look at the difference between our battle cruisers and this battle cruiser. Almost 31,000 defense in the start, 10,074 power for its output grid, and look at that capacitor, 5,000 strong just to start with. Now overall it has more rigs than the prototype. If I'm correct, it has one more low slot. Yeah. And it has much more in terms of its benefits for the game. Now, getting these, you're either going to buy them from an NPC or you're going to get them from versing the factions Dead Space missions. Now, yesterday I did show you all one Dead Space, the Angel Dead Space. Within the Dead Space, you get 2 types of missions. You get Overseer, and you get, I'm forgetting the other type of Dead Space mission that you get, but you get 2 different variations of Dead Space. One is way more difficult than the other. And yesterday we had the easier one, which was the Overseer from the Angel faction, but there are other factions as well. Now, going back to the factions, you're going to get the Angel Cartel. And as you saw yesterday, this was the little ship that was chasing me around like mad, the Drummer. Now, this is a very, very fast ship. And let's just see what its speed is. 477 meters per second without anything added to it. Now, boosting up its rigs with speed will make this thing unbelievably fast. With its 3 low slots, micro warp drive, afterburner, and maybe a shield booster. I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't have much overall defense, but I'm suspecting that that might be a good idea. No, actually, this would just be a perfect speed tank. absolute speed tank. You can just run it at max speed without even worrying about the recovery. Um, I'm actually not 100% sure it's a frigate once more. As I said, I don't know my stuff with frigates. So basically, that's what the ship looks like. And if you're looking at it against the other frigates, you're going to notice that this one here is a lot better fitted. Three weapon slot, three mid, three low. And that is a big difference compared to the other ships. It's not going to be able to run anything massive in terms of its fittings. A warp disruptor it might be able to handle, and maybe a stasis webifier or two, and that's about it. And with its fast speed, it allows you to stop ships while they are moving past you, and that's how you generally are going to get the kill. Now, moving on, the next one is the Cinnabar. Now, I love this ship. I honestly have seen enough players playing with it, and if I'm correct, it also uses cannons, yeah. And this ship absolutely wrecks players. It has a nice set of benefits, and the best part about these faction or elite ships are they have extra speed, extra overall defense, extra power, extra output, and all of this put together makes a fantastic vessel. However, the prices are a little bit high, and that's because you can only get them out of those missions. And it's just a small chance that they're going to drop. Now, if you go and you charge Angel, Overseer, Dead Space 10, you stand a chance of getting this battleship. Now, I know that battleships haven't yet opened, but crafting it and using it is absolutely usable. If you have this, you can pull it out and run around. In comparison to a battle cruiser, a battleship is a beast. And let me just go down this list just to show you exactly what I mean. Look at that defense. That defense is double every other ship that you can see. It's as slow can be, and it has power like no man's business. If you had to take this on with your current level of builds, even if you have the best gear possible, you're not going to win against this ship. And within that level 10 Overseer Dead Space, if you manage to get this blueprint, I'd even buy the ship from you in a heartbeat. Even if it cost me what, let's say, what is its current costing on this listing? Sorry. Even though I won't be using this and it's an armor tank build. Let's see, where is this? It costs almost 6 billion. I would pay 10 billion for this ship. Just for this one battleship, 10 billion straight up. Not even a question about investing in it. It is a good buy. It is an elite ship. It's going to be a game changer for you from now till the end of the game. One of the best things you can ever purchase. Now, moving on to the next one, it's going to be the Serpent Corporation. Now, this is a railgun and armor defense. So let's look at the first ship. Now, I'm not going to go in detail. The Daredevil. You can see the railgun, webifiers, disruptors. Very fast, very powerful for a frigate. Let's see what's the cruiser. The Vigilant. Now, this is just a rip-off of the Thorax for design. And it is way more powerful than the Thorax, so don't make a mistake about that. It has a full 20,000 defense as well, just like the others. I'm not going to go through them in detail. I'm just going to list them. And you have to go looking for Serpent level 6 and above in order to get this blueprint. Now, obviously, level 10, here's what you can pull out from it if you're lucky. The Vindicator battleship. Now, once more, I have to admit, even though I'm not a railgun main, I would buy the ship in a heartbeat if I had a chance right now. 81,000 defense. That means that this ship is going to fly into any amount of combat and it is going to tank everything. 8 weapon slots on a large missile system. A large railgun system. It's just going to tear through everything. Without research, I think I'm still going to kill everything around me 5 times faster than my medium missiles will ever do it. And you can just see it from its general build. It is an armor tank, so armor fittings on this thing, and you have a fantastic ship to go for you. I honestly would love to get a hold of them. I don't know if anybody has any of these. I know most people won't want to sell these, but if you do have it and you are watching the video, contact me. I'll try and save up towards it. I'll grind extra hard for 2-3 weeks and pay you 10 million just for the blueprint. Okay. Now, the Guritas Pirates. Okay, if I'm right, this is the worm. Yes. Ooh, now, this is also another monster of a frigate. I've seen people literally have their fleets ripped apart by this. They aren't able to hit them with any weapons except for medium missiles. So basically, once this thing catches you, it just rips through you non-stop for a few seconds, and by the time you have counted it, it's already over, and there's nothing you can do about stopping it. Okay, next one over, the Gila. Also another drone ship. Ah, you know what? For a cruiser, this I don't see the reason for having an elite drone ship like this. It's good in PvP, but with the current. Oh, yes, that was something else I missed from the AMA. They're working on the PvP reload for drones. It won't be coming out with this update, but maybe with the future one. And this is the Rattlesnake Battleship. Another one of these fantastic ones. What? No, this is a mess up of this entire ship. It only has two slots. So anyway, this is the other one that they have. You can run your elites with this here. Massive power, massive range. I wouldn't pay more than 6 million for this ship. It's not really worth it. It is a drone ship, but it only houses two at a time. Really was disappointing to see that. I expected better from that faction. Now, this is one of the more elite factions. If I'm correct, it's Decomposers. The Succubus. Oh no, it's Lasers, sorry. The Succubus is one of the most scary ships to me. It can two shot my CNI shield gone with extender and booster active, with full power on my system, with Weber fires, medium missiles. I just can't beat the ship. It really chased me out of a level 6 dead space. Uh, and it was just this ship alone. I killed everything else. I couldn't handle this ship. The moment it starts hitting me, I ran away. The Phantasm, also another fantastic cruiser. I've seen players ripping through fleets with this here in PvP battles. It's supposedly very, very fast and very, very economical for its power. I heard it's almost as good as the support ships with power. Yeah, it is. And I've seen them really do some good damage with that ship. So I'm suspecting that this is going to be an even better battle cruiser than Nightmare. Whoa! Now, I wouldn't want to be caught forcing this ship at all. One shot from it most probably will take out my entire shield plus my armor completely with extenders and everything. So if I had just a complete armor build plus, let's say that first by some miracle they increase the number of slots on our cruisers to 7. If I had every single defensive fitting plus afterburner and I had 8 slots in defense, I'd still not beat this ship right now. It will literally two shot me to death. It will one shot most of my stats away, and I'll have to get out of there before the second shot hits me. This ship is absolutely worth 15 billion ISK in the game right now. Easy pay if anybody ever has this blueprint. Okay, now this is the ore hauling faction. It isn't anything spectacular. Let's see, what is the final shop here? This you're actually opening when you're doing industry, and you get an industrial covert. It's just basically a massive mining shop. That's one of the faction options with this. If I'm correct, it opens as we level up. Yeah, this is the one that everybody is using to get the retriever. Okay. So yeah, nothing really special about this. It's open to everybody. I don't know why I did that. To go back in and exit it properly. Okay. Now here is one that I am thinking about, the Blood Raider. Now, Blood Raiders, you also do get them in Dead Space. This is also a fantastic legion to fight. They do quite a bit of damage, and they are a little bit tanky in terms of how well they fight. I don't even know what weapon. It's laser weapons. I never even knew it was lasers. So yeah, here's another one. The Curia, the Ashmerio. Whoa, so this one you can just use Norse non-stop. You don't even have to worry about any negatives. Whoa, and you can't really drain it with a Norse because it's going to counter you immediately with that negative side effect. Hmm. Another battleship that I would love to own. With this, I think I'd ruin an entire corp easy just going in with it and interfering with them in a war. Sisters of Eve do have their own ships, but I haven't really seen much to do with it. There's it, the Astro cloaking device. It's a covert ops vessel, so I'm not thinking anything special in terms of assault. Nothing special. I can see it as a better drone usage than the other. Yeah, will be way better to use it with drones, but it's a covert op, so more of a PvP ship than anything else. And so this is the cruiser to use for that purpose. And your elite. Actually, this one here looks like a massive support ship. A primary role support ship of all the possible things that it could be. Yeah, a drone support ship, front liner. This here will be way better to run for support than most of the vessels we currently use. Something worth thinking of trying to grab. I'm not really happy with what I saw there. The Modus Legion isn't yet in the game, and this is the most wanted ship for just about everybody who is running missiles. Now, this is the Gamma frigate. It's one of the best when it comes to torpedoes. Let's see what its stats look like. It's fantastic. Now, this is the ship that everybody is dying for. The fact that Modus Legion isn't in means that you can't get the Authors. And the Authors gives you the best missile running cruiser in the game to date. If you look at it, 200% velocity on those torpedoes, plus 1 warp scrambler strength, medium missile torpedo damage, explosion velocity, scrambler range, disruptor range. This is a PvP dream ship. I'd attach torpedoes to this and I would run with it in every single battle. If I had to run this in PvP with the torpedo launcher, be it now or in 2 weeks' time, I think even the best PvP players will have a hard time facing off against me. Considering that this here can hold 3 rigs, it has almost enough capacity to, not capacity, sorry, enough defense to reach up to a battle cruiser. I most probably will beat up a Cyclone easy with the ship. 6 weapon rigs puts me in the exact same class for damage. And the 4 low slots are the only thing that's giving me a negative on this. The 4 mid slots are going to help me massively. I can run 3 Nosferatu, Nosferatus, and 1 Weberfire. I could run a Disruptor, a Weberfire, a Nos, double Nos, and I could still run a drone on top of it. And I definitely would do a lot of damage with the ship. Now, those were just the first two, and this is the ship I want more than anything in the entire game. This is going to be the top of my list, the crowning jewel for my entire collection of ships, and that's going to be the Bagust Battleship. Now, this is the ace of all aces in elite vessels or faction ships. Just look at it, it's a missile, this thing. It's going to give me plus 200% missile velocity, and since it isn't regulated that this roll is just for large, I'm suspecting I could lock on mediums on it and still get it out of it. It's going to make it an incredible ship to run with. 8 slots on the high. That means I could run 8 torpedo launchers on the ship easy and wreck just about anything that gets in my way. Fantastic PvP battle once more. I honestly want to have the ship. I think it's undervalued. I would pay easy 20 billion ISK just for this vessel. One of the best ships you could ever hope to get. And I hope they introduce the Modus Legion soon. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, is it even possible to own these battle ships, yes, it is possible to own them. Is it possible to fly them or exchange their blueprints at current time? I don't think it's possible for you to exchange that blueprint. I think you have to drop it into a corp hangar, and you can only exchange the finished product as in the shop. So even if I do want to purchase just those blueprints, I still need to ask you to develop it up for me completely. So a 5 billion mark in costing on top of the price of that blueprint for any one of their productions, I'd say is a very easy cost. And yeah, I'd go for it any day. These are mining vessels once more. No, these aren't mining. These are freight vessels. Yeah, they help you transport your goods across the map. They're really useful for that purpose, and if I'm right, these are some of the biggest cargo holds you can get in the entire game. Okay, so that's going to be the breakdown on where you can find these ships in terms of the menu. Now, let me show you what they are. Now, the first thing that we saw were these small little frigates. This is where they sit in terms of our menu. Now, I am really excited to show it. I know I'm not going to give you a very good build on frigates. I might just do it anyway, just to give my 2 cents in it. I have no idea on how a frigate handles properly. The only frigate I've ever piloted properly may have been the Condor, if the Condor is a frigate. If it isn't, then I haven't. Okay, the Condor. And I had enough fun with the Condor. I've played with it all the way up to level 3 anomalies. I haven't gone any further with it. Destroyers, you know what? There isn't any that I know of. We might be getting this with this new patch. This might be some of those new ships that they're adding. Cruisers, yes, this is where we know they are. They definitely going to be something for us to die for. So far, the Gila is in, the Cinnable is in, the Phantasm is in, and the Vigilant is in. I've seen kills on all of them, and I've seen them around. So yes, those are available. I'm not sure about the Authors, the Stratos, the Ashimomo. I'm sorry about the name. I must have butchered it bad there. Battle cruisers, there's no elite. I'm just going to double check through. And you can see that I'm saying it as I'm looking. No, there wasn't an elite. No, no, no. There's nothing in here. Let's see. Industrial ships. Yes, they are in. No, sorry, not industrial. Battleships is where I should be. Battleships, yes. These exist. And let's see if anybody has put any of them up for sale. Now, I know the Beggarus can't go for sale. I know the Nightmare can go for sale. So where is it? There it is. There's nothing. So nobody has gotten this and put it up for sale. The Rattlesnake could be up for sale. Let's see. Vindicator could be up as well. It's one of the available ships. But these ships are so tanky. I think the entire crew who went in to fight it had a tough time to fight it if they have managed to get it. And charging these prices for it will be a very fair price to ask for those ships, considering they'd have to use full C-type gear just to beat that level 10 dead space. Now, I know everything that I've just said is a very bold overview of this whole situation, and I wish it wasn't so much of an overview. I'd love to go in detail with each and every one of these vessels to the ends of whatever I could imagine putting onto them, but I'm not going to be able to. As I said, I'm not sure if 3 of them are in the game as yet, and getting a hold of these blueprints is absolutely rare. They're a rare drop from the dead space, so even if you do find a dead space and you defeat everything, there's no guarantee that you're going to get your blueprint for a worm or a nightmare or any one of these battleships. So let's just hope that I can get my hands on one of them. If I do get my hands on one of them, it's going to take me months to build it up. I'm definitely not going to build this up in a matter of a week or two, and nothing on it is going to be easy for me to get. So thank you all for watching. Have a good day.